Oh, I'm filming. Gotta be serious. Hello everybody y bienvenidos a todos. My name's Krystal Serna. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my most favorite things in the entire world. Road trips. I have the absolute pleasure of living in Southern California, and honestly, sometimes it feels like I go on a road trip just to go to the grocery store. Those of you who have been in LA traffic, y'all understand. Whether you go on a road trips often or you're going on a road trip for the very first time, you'll quickly see that waste is really easy to accumulate. Use this as a virtual checklist to see where you yourself can make alterations to have a more environmentally friendly road trip experience. Also, if you are not able to apply all of these tips, that is completely okay. What matters is that you're committing to make this difference, because every little action counts. Woo! That's a lot of motivation for one day. But yes, let's go ahead and take out our scroll of wisdom and let's see how we can make some more environmentally friendly choices on this next road trip experience. The first thing on the list is your vehicle. If you are road tripping, you are more than likely going to be spending a lot of time in the car. It is important to make sure that the car that you choose is either an electric car or a hybrid with a high MPG. If you or anyone in your party doesn't already own one, I recommend that you invest some time into looking into renting one. Just so that you know ahead of time, renting an electric or a hybrid car tends to be a little bit more pricey. I believe it's worth it because in the end, you're saving money on gas, you're taking less pit stops, and you're saving more time. Choose a smarter way to drive. Planning ahead of time and making lists. You should have 2 lists on your agenda, one about packing and the other one about where you're going to go on the trip. When it comes to packing, making sure that you created your list and you planned everything helps you to not forget it once it's time to leave. Common sense, I know, but it happens way too often. Having to buy something on the road that you already had at home is inconvenient and is wasteful. Now, when it comes to planning what to do when on the road, having an idea of where you're gonna go and what you're gonna do beforehand allows you to not have to go in circles, wasting time, wasting gas. It's not the most fun. So just to create a more stress-free environment for everyone, just plan ahead of time. Preparing meals and snacks for the road. Humans are hungry creatures, so bringing your own food on the road helps save money, save time, and reduces the amount of plastic that could have been used at drive-thrus. Just pack whatever you'd like and what you know will be filling on the road. There are many eco-friendly made bags/suitcases out there, but I've had this bag for years, so I didn't need to buy something new. This is my favorite deodorant ever, but alas, this is shipped from the UK and I do not live in the UK and I want to switch to something more local to me. I made this myself with cocoa butter, coconut oil, and essential oils. This is more of a moisturizer than a deodorant, but it smells like a beautiful meadow full of sunshine and rainbows. David's toothpaste is great. I prefer using a paste over tooth tabs, and their tubes are made out of metal, so it is recyclable. So I jumped on that bamboo bandwagon a while ago, and I'm pretty happy to say that these 2 products I really like. Floss is another item that is mass-produced with large quantities of plastic, so I was really happy to learn that you could switch to a more sustainable option without sacrificing your oral health. This was the first time that I used an oil-based mouthwash instead of the traditional water-based, and this really surprised me. I actually really liked it. I got this at a farmer's market, and as much as I would have loved to switch to this, I prefer bamboo cotton swabs. It's just not the same, guys. It's just my personal preference, but maybe this could work for you. I love Badger products, and this pomade is great if you're looking for something light, but I'm currently on the lookout for something stronger that can control my baby hairs. I haven't had gum in years. I switched to mints and I look for brands that have repurposable containers that I either recycle or repurpose. They're small enough to where it's really convenient for traveling. I store my shampoo and conditioner bar or my jewelry, bobby pins, hair bands, literally anything. Majority of cheap body mists contain alcohol mixed with water, and they don't last very long. I noticed a big positive difference when switching to this solid perfume. I love the strong vanilla scent, and it stays on for hours. Now moving on to water bottles. This is one of the biggest switches that you can make. About 50 billion bottles of water are bought each year, and 80% of those bottles end up in a landfill. I love my hydro flask. Even though it's hella loud when I drop it at the market and everyone starts looking at me, it's insulated, it keeps my cold drinks cold and my hot drinks hot. You know, what more can you ask for? Mason jars are great as well, and you also don't have to purchase them brand new. This one I actually repurposed from a tomato sauce brand. This cup I've had for a while, and you know, it's okay, but I recommend looking for brands that have better quality materials and practicings, because I don't see this lasting as long as my hydro flask, for example. I'm sure you've all seen some fancy bamboo utensil kits being sold online, but honestly, you can just use whatever you already have. I made my kit from utensils at home, and mine even come with a bottle opener for my sparkling water. I keep my final straw on my keychain, and it always comes in handy. It even comes with a little squeegee thing to help you clean the straw. This little spork is small but mighty. I keep it in my wallet with me because I can't take my utensil kit everywhere, but it's great and can even be used as a weapon. Just kidding, please don't use, carry pepper spray. I know there are many more eco-friendly alternatives when it comes to, over-the-counter and traditional medicine, but I just feel more comfortable doing this for right now. So because I usually do a lot of physical stuff on my trips, surprisingly, and I fall a lot, not surprising, having these first aid kits always come in clutch. This is the best dollar, hands down, that I've ever spent at a thrift store. I use this little purse for literally any occasion. I prefer using balms to lotions. Lotions just have a lot of perfume, and I like this balm a lot because it doesn't have a scent. I repurpose the Lush sample containers and I fill it up with deodorant just in case I ever need it. This is a great little lip balm in a compostable tube, but it works just as well as the Trader Joe's balm, so I don't really need it. I am just trying to finish this one, but I highly recommend checking out this brand. A lovely friend of mine actually wrapped a gift for me in this handkerchief, so now I use it for, everything from wiping messes to carrying things. I know what you're thinking, but you do not have to bring your own dishwashing gear with you. I brought mine because we had a place with a kitchen. Hotels or Airbnbs with kitchens tend to have a complimentary single-use soaps and sponges wrapped in plastic. I brought these guys so that we wouldn't have to worry about using something that we already had at home. These guys are honestly just really handy to have since they're so versatile. They're great for storing literally anything from food to soap bars to beverages. Honestly, don't go anywhere without your reusable bags or produce bags. Since we had a kitchen where we were staying, these came in handy to stock up right before our trip. They're washable, they come in all shapes and sizes, and they're accessible in almost any market. Majority of my shower essentials come in bars. Traditional shampoos and conditioners are 80% to 90% water, so it made sense for me to switch to something more concentrated. Lush is a great starting point for newcomers. They have stores all over the world. They give out free samples for you to try out, and their products last for months. This body wash from Lush I absolutely adore. It is super fragrant and cleansing. This other bar is actually a conditioner from Etique Beauty Products. It didn't work with my hair type, so instead of throwing it away, I used it as a moisturizer after shaving. This was a fun DIY. I created something with products that I knew would work for my hair type. My hair is usually a frizzy beast, so I created a deep conditioner that I love, and I store it in a repurposed old plastic shampoo bottle. Something else that I love to drink besides water, like any stereotypical LA person, is smoothies. It's a really quick and filling breakfast. I can have smoothies all day, every day. Not everybody needs this. This was a gift, so I don't really recommend this one just because it doesn't look like it'll last. I recommend looking into brands that have higher quality materials. It's very handy to have a group of stasher bags. Just think of them like Ziploc bags, except reusable. And all you have to do is just wash them up and just continue to reuse them again and again. I bought my own teapot. It's not difficult to travel with, and it's really easy to just heat up water and make tea. Having tea bombs or tea infuses are great, but my teapot already has a built-in one, so I didn't need to bring that with me. Tea stackers are great. It keeps your raw sugar raw and your loose leaf tea loose. It's better than using disposable single-use plastic tea packets. Having new and fancy eco-friendly products are nice and dandy, but that should always be your second option. Using what you already have at home is one of the most important actions that you can take, and the easiest for all you lazy people like me. So save your money and enjoy those products for a little longer. If you do accumulate trash throughout your trip, make sure that you dispose of it responsibly. Make sure to keep your recyclable plastics together and always pick up after yourself. Leave footprints, not trash. This next advice was actually one of the more difficult changes to make, and it's to choose more meaningful souvenirs. Postcards, honestly, are overrated. I can relate to why it's so popular to buy souvenirs. The mainstream ones are usually a little bit more convenient, and they're in places where there's a lot of tourists, but honestly, anything could be a souvenir. But I also think it's important to know where your souvenirs are coming from. A huge amount of souvenirs go through a heavily repeated and fast fashion type of process. Many souvenirs just end up being paperweights or collecting dust. In the end, souvenirs are gifts, so why not put effort into creating something that could be a little bit more meaningful? For example, if you happen to find something in a thrift store that you enjoy using, not only will you enjoy using it, but it'll have a memory attached to it as well. I went to a thrift store not too long ago where I found a shirt that I absolutely adored. This button-up t-shirt had various Southern California locations on it, but if I were a tourist, I think that'd be a pretty unique and really cool gift. Just try and be creative, guys, because honestly, how many magnets do you really need? Just so that we're clear, I don't know anything about fashion, but I think that I should go ahead and give some hope to those people who are struggling to find something in thrift stores. One of my most favorite finds in the entire universe. Traveling from point A to point B on a road trip is a rewarding experience in itself. Traveling and going on an eco-friendly route both should not be stressful journeys, so no pressure. Just do what you can, one step at a time. Safe travels on wherever you're going. Enjoy your trip, enjoy the people around you, and take care of your environment. If any of these tips work for you, or if you have any recommendations for me, please go ahead and let me know down in the comment section. If you kind of like this video, go ahead and throw me a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye everybody, and thanks for watching.